Are we on? Are we on?
We're on.
Okay, ladies and
We're
gentlemen, welcome to what is this? Episode 42, bro? Episode 42.
for episode 42.
Fantastic. Of Obviously You Thrive, episode 42, with the lovely Kathleen. Now, everybody out there will have seen Kathleen on, well, if you tuned into the show, Lose Weight Like Me, up on Channel 4. It was a couple of weeks ago now. And Kathleen was a lovely lady who actually chose myself, chose my training program, my diet as one that will fit her on her own weight loss journey. Now, as much as I was a reveal on the show for Kathleen, Kathleen was also a reveal on the show for me. I had no idea who
Yes.
we'd be working with, and I was lucky enough to get this lovely lady who is amazing, amazing. So, Kathleen, thank you very much for coming on the show today.
Thank you all for
Thank you for
having
being here.
me. Thank you so much, and happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How's your Valentine's Day going, Kathleen?
It's going really nice. I had breakfast in bed. The kids were all over me. It was quite nice, quite relaxing.
I love
Yeah,
that.
I did a workout
And
crack of
that
dawn first, though.
There she goes. There she goes.
exactly. She's in the flow. She's got Umar in her brain and in her heart as well.
Without a doubt, without a doubt.
I love it. I love it.
That's awesome.
What a way to start the day, man. Get workout on Valentine's Day. This is
That's
what we
it.
need, hey?
Sets the
Fantastic.
day up right.
Every day is a great day for me.
Beautiful.
That's
Beautiful.
beautiful. Kathy, we're super stoked you're doing this. Thank you for doing this with us. We figured, like, we'll try and get your path to where you are right now. By the way, you're looking fabulous. Love that painting in the background.
Thank you.
Everybody, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're not watching on YouTube, you should go and watch it on YouTube and check out Kathleen's painting in the background because it's super special because she painted it herself on this massive canvas. So it's very cool. It's very, very
Thank
cool.
you.
Is there
Yeah,
anything this
so
woman can't do? Hey, anything this woman can't do? I mean,
that's
Up for
it.
the
just take.
challenge.
There she goes. There she goes. All the way to the top.
That's it. And yeah, Kathleen, we figured a good place to start would be like, pre Lose Weight Like Me. We'll get into the show and how that came about and stuff. But yeah, tell us about yourself, your journey to the point where you realize something's got to change. Like what contributed to you being overweight, being in the shape you wanted to be in, and then actually deciding that you need to make that change?
Okay, so my story isn't a complicated one. Basically, I have three children. My first daughter I had at 21. I had her and I snapped back within 10 days. I was even smaller than I was to begin with.
Wow.
Perhaps that's to do with a lot. I used to do a lot of training. I used to run, represented Great Britain a few times, sprinting. And so I've always been a fit person. I've always been into sports. And, you name it, I'm on it. If it's horse riding, if it's skiing, if it's running, if it's swimming, I'm just in everything. You understand? My second daughter, I had her, lost a bit of weight, but I came back slightly bigger, not much, maybe a size 14. I was about a 10, 12 before that. And then I noticed that the weight didn't go back as small as I was before. Although I looked quite fine, I looked quite great. And then the third one is when it all happened. Well, I think I went up to a size 16 and that's where I remained, a size 16. And to be
Blame
honest
that
with
third
you, I
child.
always thought, yeah, that third child, But to be honest, no, you know what? I won't even blame her, to be honest, because I still thought I looked fantastic up until I did the show. I thought I looked absolutely wonderful. I really did, you know. And the only reason why I decided to try and lose some weight is because I'm 53 tomorrow. And
Hey.
most of my friends, most of my friends are like going through the menopause and everything, and all of them seem to be very rotund, very rounded, and and I thought to myself, well, I can't be doing that. And I was, I'm already a big girl, and I'm a big girl, but I thought, if you get bigger during the menopause, what on earth's going to happen? I thought, I'm not going to those outside stores. Forget that. It's not happening. Also, I'm a grandma, and my grandkids and my youngest have got me running around doing the most craziest things. So they'll climb a tree, you know,
Yep.
and then decide they can't come down. So I have to climb up the tree to get them down. Do you understand? So I have to be fit because they have me in some tunnels and lakes and all sorts. And I'm serious,
Amazing.
they really do. So,
That is
so I
beautiful. That is beautiful.
realized
Yeah.
that, something needed to be done. And I didn't think of it until I went to a friend's birthday do during lockdown, and I was just asking her, oh, have you seen anybody? Blah blah. And she said, oh, I had this email which I sent to a friend of ours who's a large lady who'd lost a lot of weight, but she's still a large lady. And she said, yeah, I sent her this email about losing weight. So I was like, okay, so why didn't you send it to me? And she's like, because you're not fat. And I'm like, no, but I really am. Why didn't you send it to me? And she's like, well, here's the email. I've still got it somewhere. So while I'm talking that birthday thing, didn't want to be rude. I didn't even read it. I just put my name, telephone number, and I want to lose weight because I'm frightened of the menopause. And I sent it off, and about 2 weeks later, lovely fellow named Connor called me and he's like, yeah, hi, Kathleen, this is Connor, all happy. And I'm like, hello? And he's like, yeah, it's Connor from Sunshine. I'm like, where? Clean forgot because I just signed it and, and he says, oh,
Set it off.
yeah. So long story short, they picked me to do the show and explained to me what it's all about, basically. And that was it. That's how I came on the show.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, all by fluke.
It's just like that close to never happening.
Yeah.
Had to be fake.
And I'm glad it did happen.
Yeah,
for real. How could you? I'm glad it did happen because I'm telling you, up to now or before, I really believed I was quite fine. I was quite fine. And it's only in joining the show, you have to see psychologists and nutritionalists and dietitians and all this stuff. And I had to go for a full body check, from top to toe. And I came out of lockdown. So all during lockdown, I thought I'll still do my exercise. I used to walk every day, a couple of hours here, there, and everywhere. Really thought I was doing good, only to discover that when I went on the scale, I was 15 stone 5. Can you believe that? 15 stone 5. I nearly had a heart attack. I didn't even know 15 stone 5 was something. I thought that was. I've never seen such figures.
What do you remember being when you were in shape? What do you remember being?
Maybe 14 and a half, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
But I still was quite fit, so I thought. Do you understand? But it's in all the weight that I've lost now, I realized, wow, I was really carrying a lot of weight. And I've never ever done a diet before. I've never thought of ever doing a diet. Like I said on the show and to Umar, I've never known someone to do a diet and be happy. They are always depressed or hungry looking or angry, or you're eating something and they're looking like that. And would you like something? No, I don't eat that. And I'm like, but I can see you're hungry, you're literally dribbling, you're salivating. But I thought, that's your stuff, I can't be doing that. So I've never ever thought of going on a diet, to be honest with you. And even this, I don't think is a diet. Because to me, if you have to cut out this or cut out that, for me, that's not reality. Because in life, you need a bit of everything in moderation. You understand? Everything is a portion control or regulated, If you smoke, moderation. If you drink, moderation. Everything has to be in moderation. If you work in moderation, you have to play, you have to do a bit of everything. So with this show now, I realized there was these 4 heroes and I was the second contestant to come out. And one of the heroes had no sugar and she walked for, I don't know, 100 miles. And I thought, oh, forget that. Yeah. And then there was another one who was a vegan. And I thought, you've got to be kidding me. What is that? I didn't even know. What is it? Cardboard?
I remember your reaction.
Seriously, I didn't even know where to start. I wouldn't know the first thing to go in the shop and buy. I swear to God. So when I realized another person had already been gone from the previous one, he picked the other hero. Now I started to sweat because I realized I've now committed. I'm on this show. I told them I'm going to do it, and I've just got this one person left. What if he's like, don't even eat? Don't even eat. Just exercise.
In the cupboard. Go and sit in the cupboard. That's it. You're done. You're done.
For 9 months and come back out and see what happens.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to die, literally. So when Umar's regime, the macronutrient thing came out, and they said, you can eat your food, it's just portion control, and it's supersets. I didn't know what supersets was. Because I just call it circuit training.
We're gonna get into that. Don't worry, Kathy. We're gonna get into that. Loads of questions about this.
There you go. And So when I heard Umar's macronutrient diet, I thought I could marry this man because
Yeah.
that's just me. I can still eat everything. I don't mind cutting down the portion, fine. And I exercise anyway. It was a win-win.
It's
So
easy. It's
to
done.
me,
Brilliant.
this has been so easy. I don't even know what to say. I tell you the truth. I need a sip of tea.
Take it in,
Yeah.
Kathleen. Take it in.
It was
Take a break. Exactly.
it was so easy.
This sounds like right from the top down. I love that chronology of order, right from the kids.
Yeah.
And I want to actually pull it back to various points there, Kathleen, because it sounds like it worked out all well in the end. You know what I mean? It sounds like it was just meant to be with your actual perception,
Yeah.
with the way you've done things in the past, with how you didn't react well to the other two on the show, which was hilarious, absolutely hilarious on the show. Watching it back,
What's that about? What's that
I
about?
was sat in the green room with everybody else there, and for me, honestly, I didn't think I would get picked on the show. I thought that new age, everyone's into veganism, everyone's into the kind of the fringe kind of diets, and honestly, looking back, it would take exactly you to be like, nah, no,
Listen,
no thank you, pushing them to the
Listen,
side.
I think any person of culture would go for your diet because as black people, food is life. You understand? If you have a problem, come let's eat some food and we'll talk about it. Somebody's dead, come let's eat some food and we'll talk about it. Yeah, someone's getting mad, let's eat some food, we'll talk about it. Food is the crux. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Thing.
Yeah,
Center.
so I could not think of anything else that makes sense in life. Do you understand? If you cut out meat, we need protein, we need the irons, we need everything. We need a bit of sugar. We need everything. Come on now.
She knows it. She knows it. This is why this is meant to be, Kathleen. This is why this is meant to be. Absolutely.
Seriously.
And
to be. It's like we come like we've got the same sort of thing going on in our cultures as well. It's just like just come around, just eat, like, you know. And if you stop eating, they go have some more. No,
Exactly.
no.
Yeah.
Have some more.
You literally have to be in a food coma. You have to be undoing your trousers waist and slumping. You got to be like that. Now I know you're happy. You understand?
Exactly. That's exactly it.
You're actually done. You're actually done. This.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, we go a bit too far with it sometimes. That's why we end up on shows like this, Kathleen.
Exactly. And nobody tells us because we're all the same size.
That's it.
Yeah.
Everyone's happy being a feeder. Everyone's happy being a feeder. That's it.
Exactly.
Slippery
We
slope,
love being fed as well, but like you said, slippery slope, man, slippery slope. I think you touched on some, like, Umar's right. We want to. There's a few things he wants to take it back to as well, but I think one thing that you really said, which stands out, is people being depressed taking diets. You know, you never look at somebody who's doing a diet and think, yeah, you're happy, you're doing great. And this is an important thing about diets and about actually getting your nutrition right. It's never about dieting in life. It's about getting the lifestyle right so that you can enjoy your food, exactly as you said it. Enjoy your food, have a little bit of everything, but you're able to maintain the shape that you're going to be in. So it should, it makes sense. There's a lot of people who have been in your shoes and thought, I'm never going to do that because I'm just never going to be happy. If I'd have to diet like that, I'm never going to be happy.
Yeah.
But a key thing that we always try and unravel, and like one of the myths that we're always trying to bust, is no, you can be happy. It's just about adjusting your lifestyle. And yeah, sure, there's going to be some tough choices along the way, but when you make the right choices and you start to eat the right foods, you start to realize, I can still enjoy myself and it doesn't have to be as restrictive as what I've imagined it to be. Then it's all good. It's all gravy. And, you know, you're a great example of that.
I tell you the truth, it wasn't hard for me. It really wasn't. For one, like when Umar first said to me, you know, so tell me about your diet, what you do, blah, blah, blah. And I basically told him I eat once a day on a lot of days. And that's because, you know, I'm a mum and I'm self-employed. So when I get up in the morning, I jump in the bath, I run around, I do something, I do everything I've got to do because I don't know when the phone's going to ring and I need to go into work. Do you understand what I'm saying? Before I turn to look, oh, it's 3:00, my daughter's coming home, let me start cooking dinner. And it's only when I eat dinner at about 5, 6 is when I actually eat, because in my days off, I just think the phone can go, let me run to the bank, let me run to the gym, let me do this, let me do that, do you understand what I'm saying? So I wasn't eating enough. So when he said I wasn't eating enough, I was like, huh? Now, I eat good. You understand?
Yeah,
and
well fed.
And then he said this 4 meals a day thing. I thought, no, this guy's crazy. They're on crack. This has got to be madness. 4 meals a day. Who does that? Who has time for 4 meals a day? you know. So in the beginning, the only thing that was hard was
Wow.
getting around that concept of 4 meals a day and food prepping. Do you understand? And trying to fit in 4 meals, because in my lifestyle before, I just didn't have time for eating, stopping to eat. That's a long story. You understand? But now I'm just so accustomed. I'm so accustomed, and because in the beginning it was loads of weighing, got to weigh this, weigh that, and I was like, oh, this can't be doing this weighing malarkey. But then you sort of eyeball it and you know. So there's certain containers and food things that I eat out of or measure in that I know when that's halfway full, I know that's 60 grams. When that's three-quarters way through, that's 200 grams. I know that the chicken, a portion of the chicken breast is going to be, you understand, my portion.
Yeah.
I know the deal. I know about 12, 15 prawns is a portion. So I know what I'm doing. And so I don't find it hard at all. And if there are any naughty days, which there's a lot of naughty days since I've stopped, I must admit, because when I was doing the lose weight like me, I was dedicated. I was like, they're not catching me. Could you imagine me saying, yeah, I'm going to do this show, blah, blah, bring it on, Umar. And I come out like a beach whale. I can't take the embarrassment and the shame. I can't take
In the
that.
box. Get in the
Do you
box.
understand?
That's it. You'll be straight in there. You're in for season 2, love. Go on.
In that damn box. So, so
Wow.
I stuck to that regime. I was on it without a doubt. But now I'm not on it, not being watched or whatever. I still find Umar in my ear. Do you understand what I'm saying? I do. So, like the regime was 3 days on, 1 day off. So it's 2 days full body workout, 1 day cardio day off. But I actually work out every day. Every day. First thing I do, I get up and I just go in the kitchen. Like if I've got work 8 o'clock, 5 o'clock every morning, I'll be downstairs in the kitchen, roll out my mat, do my exercises. I've got my weights. I'll do my weights. I'll do my jogging on the spot and my star jumps and my burpees and all the stuff. I'm just on there and I'll go hard. Like, like they say, rest 15 seconds, 20 seconds in between or 30 seconds. I just go one to the other because, as I say, I ain't got time. You understand? So I'm sweating up a storm. I jump in the bath and then I go to work. So if when I come out, I don't feel to do anything more because, I've got the girls and they might be, oh, Mum, do a session with me because they're all doing stuff as well.
Nice.
If I don't do it, I don't feel bad. Do you understand? And because it's been like -2 degrees, I literally want to come in, jump in a hot bath and put on my pajamas. Working out's the last thing on my mind. But if I didn't do it at 5 in the morning, I know the moment I came in, I'd have to be bam, 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 put on my clothes, do my thing. You know what I mean? So I've been working out every day and it's been fine. It's kind of normal now.
I love
Kind
this.
of normal.
I love hearing this.
Yeah.
We spoke about a week and a bit after the show. I think actually it was the day after the show. And you said something to me, Kathleen. You said something to me. You said, which will always stick in my head. You said, "I feel like I just know now. I feel like I just know what to do." And regards to the food, in regards to new forms of training, which you're going to get after your body in ways you potentially haven't had before, and then applying it with the mindset that you've always had. And I feel this comes from culture. This definitely comes from culture. This get up and just go. Forget about everything else. Just keep doing. Yes.
Yeah, and in our family, we're very education is like key, So we like to lead by example. So, we ain't got no fools in our family. Everybody's going to school, everyone's going to college, everyone's going to uni, and everyone's going to get a job. Unemployment benefit, we don't know what that is. I've never taught my children what it is because it's never been an option. They didn't even know what it was, I remember when my first daughter finished school and she was like, Mum, a friend of mine was talking about this money thing that you can get. Like, you don't have to do nothing. They just give you this money. I said, what, unemployment benefit? She said, yeah. Like, you don't have to go work or nothing. They could just give you. Maybe I could get that. I said, honey, it's not our language. Let's completely skip that. First conversation last. And that was the end of that story. That was the end of that story. So, leading by example, I knew that once I started this, I could never say, let me go and do this and fail. Because my kids are watching me. Do you understand? I can't tell my kids, go and do your lessons, pass this, pass that. For them to turn around and say to me, yeah, but Mum, you did that thing. You didn't even last. Nah, I couldn't do that. I had too many people depending on me, And Umar, I couldn't let him down. I mean, Umar changed his whole lifestyle. To do me. Do you understand? He came on public television, national television, to say, right, I'm a personal trainer and I'm going to take this girl and I'm going to, you know, get her to fit shape. Imagine me letting down Umar. I couldn't do that.
Nah,
I couldn't.
not in one way, not in any way
I
at
couldn't.
all.
I
And do you know what
couldn't.
the
I
most
couldn't.
impressive thing was
Uh,
the first time we trained together.
yeah.
I remember you going through the workout, physically finding it hard. Like I could see it on your face. Oh, I didn't expect this. You know what I mean? And I wanted to make it tough because I realized that, you know what, before this lady's about it. She's been busy
Yeah.
all her whole life. She's been sprinting. She's been training. She's always active, right? So I'm
Yeah.
coming with a bit of heat in the workout. I'm thinking, you know what, I think she can do this. And you definitely found it hard, but there was no quit. There was
No.
absolutely no quit. You know what I mean? There was
No.
absolutely no like, we're not done yet. Cool. Okay, fine. We're gonna carry on. We're gonna carry on. We're gonna
Yeah.
carry
That's
on.
it.
That's brilliant.
I
Absolutely
was
brilliant.
diligent. I told you there were trainers there. Like I'd come in like, you know, after everybody's gone, cameras gone, I'm going to the gym and I set out my little place and my dumbbells there, this there, deadlifts, all around me. And I'd see the trainers walking past and they'll be like, you're working a bit
Yeah.
hard. Like you can see them sort of looking like every time they look, they see me doing something and they're like, okay. You know, and I've never had
Yeah.
conversations with these people before. I literally come in, mind
Right.
my business, put my music on, do my thing. Nah, I had a job to do. That's all I knew. I had a job to do. You understand? And I
That's
was
it.
doing it.
That's a brilliant
This
mindset.
is your livelihood now.
Yeah, I literally love it. I feel good. So, like I said, I've always done training. I swim, I do this, but I realized that the type of training wasn't targeting certain parts of my body, or the way I was training was incorrect. So this supersets, you know, working this part, resting the stomach, working the arms, resting the arms, coming back and doing this circuit thing was a thing. So, and then they were saying, oh, you need to weigh yourself every day. And I'm like, you know, I've had scales in my house for 15 years. I didn't even know they worked because I've never used them. I've never had a mirror. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, I've never had a mirror because I haven't got
Yeah.
time to be looking in the mirror. I'm not one of these people who sit there and prune and primp that primp. I'm not one of these. I just drag it on. It's clean. I'm good to go. Let's go. You understand what I'm saying? I'm never really one of those people. I don't really wear makeup, so I have no reason to be in a mirror, you know. But since doing this scale things every day, I was like, I'm doing this diet, and I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to be losing weight eating 4 meals a day? That makes just didn't make sense to me. It didn't make sense. Get on the
Is
scale. I
that like
started off,
is that like the thing you had like the biggest doubt about? Because everything else seems like I'm
yeah.
gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, but the eating is
Listen,
like, wait.
I'll tell you something. When I went to Bupa and they did the overall check on me, and they said, "Oh, you know, you're obese and you're 50 stone 5, and your ideal weight will be, you know, 12 and a half stone or so. You need to lose about 3 stone." I laughed. I swear, if you find the man, I started to laugh. I said, you're so funny. I said, listen, I know in your culture, your people are accustomed to being scrawny and hungry looking, and that's cool. But there's no 12 and a half stone happening here. But thank you. I thanked him. He was a lovely young man. I thought, God bless him. He means well. Little did I know that yesterday I went on the scale and I'm 13.1.
Hey, hey,
13.1. Now tell me if you ever heard that.
Amazing.
tell me about
I
it. Tell
didn't
me
think
about
it
it.
was possible to lose 2 pounds. No, I'm serious. I swear to God. So they kept saying, "Oh, like on the show, how much weight do you want to lose?" You know, and I didn't know how to answer them because I don't know what a stone looks like. I don't know what 2 stone looks like, 3 stone. I don't know what it looks like. I've never done a diet. So when they say how much weight do you want to lose, it wasn't calculating in my mind. It wasn't. I couldn't understand what they were asking me. And now I've lost nearly 3 stone. The same 3 stone that I laughed at the dietitian.
Yeah.
Dietitians are
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah.
told
Crazy,
you.
right?
There
Isn't
we
it
go.
crazy?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
My
Amazing.
clothes, when they were saying, "Oh, do you want to lose like a few dress sizes?" I just, in my mind, I thought, what are these people talking about? Like,
Uh-uh.
you know, I'm being polite and I'm answering you, but I've literally lost 2 dress sizes, you know, a dress size and a half, 2 dress sizes, some things. I had a pair of trousers which I bought just before the lockdown. So last March, yeah, it was my birthday this time. My friend took me shopping and we bought some nice clothes, and then the lockdown happened. And I had these trousers with the labels on. I put on the trousers a few days ago. and I literally pull them up without undoing the zip and the zip thing. Now, tell me if you've ever seen that before. I pulled them up and pulled them back down. I had to video it. I said, no, this is a madness. And when I had bought them, they were snug. And, you know, being a 16, 18 girl, you got to get a good set of lycra in. You can't be getting no nonsense. You have to get that lycra proper. You can't buy no cheap clothes, really. You can't. You know, you get what you pay for.
It's got to be fitting snug, Kathy. It's got to be fitting snug. Holding you right.
You understand? So this one had like a 5-way stretch, 5 ways. I said, this is it for me. Squeeze it in. But with the lycra, you can get away with a lot of stuff. The trousers, I tell you, I pulled them up. So now I just have to give them away. I mean, look at this. Or I keep it for a rainy day.
You're walking out of them, Kathleen. I mean, what are you going to do?
Exactly.
You're walking around holding your pants up the whole life, yeah? No, we can't be doing that. We can't be doing that.
I remember Umar showing his jumper. He's got a favourite jumper, which he used to wear when he was a big boy, and he keeps it like a reminder. And I remember thinking, God bless him, I'll never have one of them. You know, I've got a couple of them, Umar. I've got a couple of big things now.
Couple of pants kicking around now.
That's it.
This is too much.
You're gonna do this. You're gonna do the same. You're gonna keep hold of it, or you're gonna just be like, nah, these are out.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm not really a hoarder. Whenever I see that thing, I'm usually throwing. But I'm going to look for the one little something, and I'm going to keep it as a reminder, because I don't intend to get back to where I was, because there's no need. There's really no need. It truly is a lifestyle for me, and that was the whole thing. When they was talking about this diet, I don't even say it's a diet, because I don't know, diet sounds negative to me. And to me, this is so positive. And it's not a diet to me, it's a way of life, because I haven't given up anything. I haven't changed anything. I'm training, same training I was doing, just differently. You know, same food I'm eating, just differently. So my life it's great. You know, thank you, Umar. I can't thank this guy enough. Linda, seriously, I cannot find. I love the guy.
You're too much. You're too much.
There's a lot of love going on around here.
Tell me about it.
Tell me about it. Always.
For the way the diet's supposed to work, Kathleen, I really don't think there's a person who could have fit it better than yourself. Because of the appreciation of knowing, you know, food is for everything. All the food that we have, we're supposed to indulge in a little bit. And then me coming along and being like, let's not cut anything out. Let's just keep it all there. Let's just work at this moderation thing. And the way you talked about the 1 meal to 4 meals, that's really, really interesting, because the way I see it is that you had built yourself up really, really well with this. I find that this with yourself is so strong. Your mental attitude just seems like you're forward regardless. But at the same time, running off that 1 meal a day, you're going to a place eventually where your body's going to be like, I'm gonna need a bit more. You know what I mean? And putting the 4 meals in now, or kind of breaking it down to not give your body such a big lump at one time a day and sustaining you through the day. Do you feel like that's given you much more in terms of energy, in terms of just how you generally feel through the day?
See, now, I don't know if it's down to the food or if it's down to the weight loss, but the way I actually move in my body is completely different. So, you know, before I'd sit down and my legs would be like this, you know, now I just cross over the legs. The legs just slide over. So it's like, oh, I couldn't do that before. You know, before you had to get the leg around and hitch it up and do all sorts and fix up. But now it's like, you know, and even in the bath, I find there's so much movement in the bath. And no, it's crazy. And even like, like just getting out of the chair, you know, like before, it'd be like, you know, and I didn't even realize, like, you're getting, you know, but now I just use my muscles and I'm up and I'm good to go. I'm literally moving around less weight. So I walked it before, like for a little while, I kept walking like this because my arms was accustomed to being like this.
And big woman, Kathleen, yeah? Just coming around.
Yeah, I think I was in the gym, and you know they've got mirrors everywhere, which I never looked. I remember walking and thinking, am I walking like I'm carrying shopping? But you know, I didn't realise that I could now put my arms more down because all the hips and all of that is gone, you know, and the bra size has gone down. Everything. I'm like, my watch is too big. I've got to get some links taken out. Can you see? I've got to get some links taken out. I'm like, what's going on here? Even my necklace is fitting longer. Yeah. So my necklace used to fit me, maybe, I swear to you, My necklace used to fit
Right.
me here-ish, but now I'm like, this
What is
weight loss
happening?
thing is something, isn't it?
What is happening? Just
Yeah.
the little grams from all over, eh? Just chipping away, just knocking them
Yeah.
through, knocking them through.
It's
Then all of a
crazy.
sudden
Every
she's
day
just stepped out of herself.
I notice something different. Even scratching my back. My hand sort of goes right the way back now. Before I'd be like,
Mm.
kids, come and scratch my back. Come and reach there. You know. Now I'm just doing my own thing. I don't need anyone. It's
I
mad.
love that.
It's
I
really
love
Amazing.
mad.
Like,
But it's true. I'm not even lying. It's
unexpected.
true. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's just like there's a myriad of like unexpected benefits, right? It's like, oh, scratching my back. I didn't realize I couldn't do that. Like I'm supposed to be able to.
Seriously, it's crazy. It's crazy. And before the lockdown, I remember I saw this girl in the gym and she was, hot little sexy body girl. She was beautiful. She had this beautiful swimming costume. It was to die for. I said, where did you get that from? I said, I must get that from my daughter. I really wanted it for myself, but I said for my daughter, you know. So when I went to order it, they only had it in a size 14 top and a medium bottom. And I thought, you know what, I'll buy it. Because some things stretch, like I say, the lycra. I said, if it looks too bad, then obviously I'll give it to my youngest. You know, I had that bikini on the other day because between you and I, with the kids, with this lockdown, we go away on the weekend. So last weekend we went to Bora Bora on my private jet,
Hey.
and the private jet is here in the front room. You know, the airport was the staircase. You know, duty free was in the kitchen, and we literally,
Amazing.
I'll send you a video. You'll laugh, Umar, privately. But yeah, so the front room was Bora Bora. On the TV, I put the sea and the waves and the sun.
Fantastic.
Everything. It was amazing. And I thought, hey, let's try on that bikini.
Easy
I was in
peasy.
that bikini. I was in the
Hey.
bikini.
Hey.
Can you believe
Got
it?
it.
Yeah, buddy.
I love this
That's-
picture. I love
it's
this
all
picture
going
right
on.
now.
All
This
these
Kathleen
It's all
just
going on.
modeling it out of the front room, just like
Yeah.
When I show you the videos and the pictures, you will laugh. You will die with laughter because I was doing
That's
all
brilliant.
of that. All of that.
Madness. That
That
is
is brilliant.
madness.
Yeah,
We got to tell
like
that,
my yeah.
gotta
Well,
try that,
that.
man.
Yeah, well, actually, legit. My cousin this week was just 'cause she's got a 4-year-old and nearly 2-year-old, and she was like, my 4-year-old is just upset every day that he's not waking up in a different country. So I said, hey, maybe just play around and pretend that you're going to be in a different country, and I'm going to have to show her this clip.
I
So,
swear to you, you will
Kathleen,
laugh and
there you go.
You'll die. You'll literally die. Tomorrow we're in Mexico for my birthday or San Tropez. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
But
Beautiful.
that's where we're going, yeah. So
You
the
could jet
front room will
halfway, Kathleen. I
become
mean,
Monaco.
just send yourself halfway. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
morning
The
here. We
pilot's,
can
he's fueled up the place. The manifest is done. Everything's good to go. We are good to
easy
go.
peasy, easy. No turbulence.
Oh,
No turbulence.
fantastic.
We're good.
None,
Yeah,
none, none.
exactly. Easy ride.
This is fantastic.
That's so
Kathleen,
awesome.
I want to go back to what you said earlier about your body feeling different. I feel like this is such an important point that we don't touch on enough. So like, I'm going to relate it back to cars because cars make sense to me in some ways, right? So
Go ahead.
when you sit in a brand new car now, it's so docile that you're not even sure whether you're actually moving or you're sat still or you're actually involved in the driving experience, right? Because
Yeah.
the car, everything's automated. It's
High
all
tech,
just like
yeah.
nice, plush, whatever. There's nothing going on. You sit in an old rust bucket. You've got to move this. You've got to make sure that the wing mirror ain't falling off. You can feel the whole car rattling when you're going down the road. It's feeling, it's sensory. And this is what you're describing to me, is you're feeling stronger when you get up and you jump off a chair. You're feeling your joints moving in ways you never felt before. You're feeling your body, your arms sit by your sides. You never felt that before. All of these things, I feel like people just gloss past because what they do is they put it to what was told to you on the show, which was, how much do you want to lose? Tell me a number. What does a number matter? What does a number matter? And what you're describing right now, I think is so amazing. So
No,
amazing.
for real. It really isn't even
Absolutely.
about the numbers. I mean, I go on the scale still and I'm still losing weight. I fluctuate between 84 and 85 kilos. The other day I was 83.2, but I fluctuate between that. But it really is how I feel. Still today, I am telling you, I will do something and be, oh, that's weird. My ankles are small ankles. I was getting cankles. I thought, oh, that's old people business. I can't have that. Can't be having that.
No,
Cankles.
sir. No way.
Not for
No
me.
way.
Not for me. I'm too hot for that.
Yes. I love this.
Bring the
And
heat.
Kathleen, you know what? We've got to touch on this a little bit. So when we first started training, I was a bit wary with certain exercises I wanted to give you because of certain pains that you were saying you had going through your body. Touch on that a little bit for me. So before we started, you were saying you had pains through your knees, a little bit through your back at times, and they're not a thing anymore, hey?
No, the knee pain went after about 3 days. I don't understand what happened. Because every time I was going for a walk, I'd have to put on my knee brace. Do you understand? And my back brace. After 3 days, I was doing something and I thought, hang on a minute, how come my knees are hurting me? I couldn't understand. I thought maybe it's a fluke. Carried on doing the exercise. And I was even when I was doing the exercises, I was sort of mindful of the knee because I thought, oh, it's going to hurt when I do this. And it wasn't. And I thought, what's going on here? But I realized I was building up muscles around the knee, the legs, with the lunges and everything. And I thought, this is fantastic. I have less back pain also. Because since I had epidural with my second bubba, I used to have back pain in that, but very rare, do I get the back pains now. This is great. But I realized, like in lifting the weight, so I lift 9 kilos when I'm doing the dumbbells or whatever, 9 kilos. And I think I've lost more than that. And this 9 kilos is heavy.
Yeah.
That as if it was nothing. Do you understand what I'm saying? And even down to your exercises that you gave me, like you said, I was struggling, doing those lunges and this and that. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, this man's trying to kill me. So now I do it all day, every day. It's nothing. And
trying to make it harder to kill, Kathleen.
So like you understand? So like the reps was like 12 reps. I've upped them to 15 reps. And the weights was 4 kilos. And I've got 9 kilos depending on what I'm doing, and I do different parts of the body. So you sent me your 2 different regimes. I now go online and I look for supersets. I follow Mr. London and I just look for things, anyone who does supersets. So I met a new guy this morning called Simeon and Payne, these 2 guys, and they're fit. You can see they're in the gym, all ripped and everything. And I said, right, we're going to do an intense workout, 10 minutes, intense. Can you keep up? One of them ones. And I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, what am I doing to myself? Anyway, I did it. And guess what? I kept up. For that 10 minutes, I kept up. And I thought, you guys ain't bad. Nah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Next.
You understand? So I know that my core is getting stronger, which is amazing because before I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't have been able to. You saw me, Umar. You saw the videos and everything. It was real.
I was
Don't
there.
get me wrong. I'm still sweating up sweating buckets, but I do it. I just hold out. I do it.
That's the rent, Kathleen. You got to pay in sweat. Hey, you got to pay in sweat.
Yeah.
Now, this is interesting, right? So we weight trained. The majority of your days in the gym were weight training. You had your cardio days where you had options to do walking, running, swimming, whatever you liked, dancing, boxing, everything. Now, one of the main conceptions out there is that when women lift weights, oh my God, they're going to turn into some Hulk. Yeah. What happened when you lift the weights, Kathleen? What happened when you, in terms of how your body is now shaped, in terms of how you tell it, brother.
Well, I'm not bulky at all. Because like you say, lifting weights, no one wants to look like a man and look all hench. Do you understand? It's just toned up everything from the inside coming out. Do you understand me? So, my youngest is like, Mum, you got some definition, man. You got some abs coming along there. And I'm like, abs? I haven't seen abs since Jesus, I don't know. You understand? But, she's like, look at your calves and look at your shins. I'm like, huh? But, I'm looking and it's true. And I think because I've lost the weight as well, I'm seeing more the muscles pushing through, obviously. So I'm seeing, the lifting the weights and the resistance. Because my weights aren't really heavy. You understand? They're not heavy as in, they're heavy enough to give resistance. Do you understand what I'm saying? But not to be like, right, let's add on more weights and do it. Because I'm sure I could lift more weights. But I don't want to be a man. You understand what I'm saying? I've still got to look cute. So
this is it, right? So it's like you didn't take it to a place where people will look at a gym and think, oh my God, everyone's kind of going crazy hard in here. I've got to go crazy hard as well. you went there, but you're in your own way. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you didn't take too long with the rest period. So your heart's constantly beating, like you say, you're sweating buckets the whole time. You're
Yeah.
going through when we first started, we manipulated the ranges of motion, so you're not going all the way down with your lunges. Before you know it, in a couple of weeks, you're going all the way down. You've got less pain. You're talking about your core being much stronger and
Much
having
stronger. Yeah.
much more understanding of how your body moves now. And it's really
Yeah.
nice from our perspective to hear you
Yeah.
moving your joints now and being like, oh, I'm free to walk. My arms just kind of dangling by my sides. I'm sitting down, my legs crossed. Like
Literally.
all these little things that we don't appreciate. And I know what it's like to be as heavy, well, a lot heavier than you were, but
Exactly.
just heavy and then having things restricted. But now dropping weight, understanding your body, training the right way, and being like, oh, well, this is actually easy. You know, I mean, this is actually easy.
Yeah.
I much prefer this. It suits me.
It suits me down to the T. I didn't even know what macronutrients are, and to be honest, I still don't even know what it is. It's so technical. There's a whole lot of maths and calculators and subtractions. I finished school so long ago, but I know how to eyeball it, like I say. You understand? So
That's it.
I don't need to know. I just know that if I'm eating peanuts, I'm just going to eat a little piece inside of here, a couple of prunes, and I'm good to go. If I'm having a cake, and I've never really been a sweetie person per se like that anyway. I've always just needed a little. So you won't see me with a whole bar of chocolate and scoff the whole thing. I'll most probably eat, a couple of pegs and I'm good to go. Yes, I just need a little sweet something. Do you understand? But since doing this new regime, I'll eat more fruit for sweets or prunes or just sweet natural things. But if I feel for a piece of chocolate, I'll eat a piece of chocolate. But I know to cut back tomorrow, or for the next meal. You understand? Instead of having 200 grams of veg, I might have 150, or instead of having 140 grams of salmon, I'll have 100. And it's not that I know the amounts, but I'll just make my portion smaller. So I know I'm doing it. You understand what I'm saying?
Making it for yourself. Making it for yourself. You're not worried, not hooked up on the detail, because the detail is there to provide a framework, right? Provides a framework, and you know if you're within the range of 100 to 140, you're in the range of 20 to 30. We're not going to break the bank on that, because some days you'll have 30, some days you'll have 20. By the end of the month, by the end of the week, it will even itself out. Gurinder, you talked about this last week with your clients. You were saying you give them a weekly average, and they stick to the weekly average, and they're fine.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all that matters, because that's super important as well. You talk about it like in the beginning, because you were saying it's like, oh man, I'm gonna have to count my calories. It's like this weighing malarkey is none of that for me. But then you started to figure out, okay, I put it on the weighing scale, then I put it in this Tupperware. That means it's this much. Okay, I can start eyeballing it. And now I know that much goes in this hand, that I can eyeball it. So you do that little bit of pain in the beginning is all the gain for the rest of your life, right?
It was just teaching me. It was teaching me what these portions were, and it needed to be done for me to understand it all. And I completely understand it all now,
That's big. Yeah, that's a huge deal. Yeah, because it's something that we're always trying to make clear is just do this stuff, build your awareness up. Once you have your awareness, you have that for the rest of your life. You can eyeball
and it is
for the rest of your
awareness.
life. You don't have to worry about carrying.
It truly is awareness. So even if I'm shopping and I go to pick up something, I'll look and I'll think, this really has no form of nutritional value, really. What am I picking it up for? And I'm not craving it. So no, I'll just leave it and I'll pick up this instead, So I'm aware of what I'm shopping and buying. I'm aware of it. And I like it.
Perfect.
This is the one. Making it fit you. And you're full-time mom, Kathleen. Full all the time on, right? How does it work with being a mom, having a house to run, having kids to feed, having multiple mouths to feed?
And I work as well, yeah.
And you work. You're not at home. You're working, right? And you're working multiple things, right? So how does it work in with what you do?
Do you know what? I've always been a juggler, I've never been one of these, I can't do it. If it's got to be done, it's got to be done. It's as simple as that. So I had to make it, fit into my lifestyle. I had to make all of these meal preps and everything fit in. It had to. It's as simple as that, So it worked for me because it had to work. There wasn't an option. I wasn't giving up. So now it's no big deal, and even so if I cook a meal and there's loads of food left over, I will portion up what is left and see what I can make out of it. So if there's not enough veg, I'll put a little bit of rice or a little bit of sweet potato, a bit of chicken or fish, whatever it is that I cook for the whole family. And I'll just top it up with frozen veg or whatever veg is in the thing. So there's no wastage. And I put it in Tupperwares. I put it in the freezer. So whenever I'm ready to go to work, I'll just grab a couple out of the freezer the night before. in my bag and I'm good to go. So I don't have to go to work, oh my God, I'm starving. I'm going to have a bacon roll or whatever nonsense that they've got there. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's just
That's
fit
big.
right in.
Sounds
That's
fantastic.
big.
Sounds fantastic. And in terms of Kathleen, people in your position watching this, it's a typical question, but what would you say to someone who's there looking like, I'm not sure if I need to lose weight. I'm not sure if I need to do anything to change, but I'm approaching this similar place in my life where the next couple of years hormones are going to start going all over the place. I'm gonna basically approach a time when I don't really know my body anymore because it's going to change to a different thing. What would you say
Yeah.
to someone like that in terms of finding out, in terms of just being a bit more inquisitive about themselves? Now that you've done it, would you say
I
would you want someone to do the same?
I would love somebody to do the same, but I think they have to come from the right place. They have to come from wanting to do it for them, for the health
Mm,
reasons, for their own being, not because, oh, I want to fit in that dress, or summer's coming up and I look hot on the beach, or I want to get a new man, or you have to do it for you. Now, for me, it was definitely for my health benefits. You know, I was feeling a bit sluggish, and this menopause thing. If I was a size 16 to 18 before, and then I'm seeing everybody else getting bigger, that doesn't make sense health wise. I'm going to have difficulty breathing, walking, my joints are going to ache. I've got my age going against me, bones, osteoporosis, or whatever it is, it's going to be getting weaker. So I can't really be putting this stress on my body. And my kids and my family need me. Do you understand? In the day, my mum was the pinnacle. She's getting old now, and I'm looking after my parents, and everyone sort of looks to me. So I have no choice but to be on point, be fit, be ready to go at any time. You understand me? So
mm,
for me, this came at the right time for me, and I'm doing it for me. Like I said, when I went and they were saying, oh, what dress size do you want to be in? All of this and this weight loss, and then they were saying, are you still on the diet? And I'm like, did you not understand what I was saying? This is now my lifestyle. This was never a diet and a quick thing. And it was never, yes, it was about the show. I was doing the show to do the show a favor, but I was doing it for me. Do you understand what I mean? Whether there was a show
mm.
or no show, if I'd known about Umar, I was following Umar. The show just happened to be there. Do you get what I'm saying? And to keep an eye on me, take pictures of your scales, take pictures of your food, video this, video that. I was doing what I had to do for the show because I was committed to them. But it's not for the show or no show. I was following Umar. If I never knew about the show and I just met Umar in the gym and he said, this is the deal, I would have said, let's go. Do you
I love
understand? The
that.
show just
I love
happened
that.
to have been there, you know.
That's such
But
an
I would
interesting
tell
thing.
anybody, if you're somebody like me, and I had an advantage because I enjoy exercising. So I haven't gone out of my comfort zone for anything other than the amount of times I go to the gym. I mean, my motivation before for going to the gym, I mean, I like to go anyway, but it's so expensive. I knew I have to go at least 3 times a week in order to make my money. There's no way I'm going to pay all of this money and be going once a week or once every 2 weeks. Not happening. I can't afford to waste money because I'm self-employed and you don't know when your next supper's going to be. It's feast or famine. So if I'm paying money for the gym, you better believe I'm going to use it. And um, going there 6 times a week, I was like, oh my God, how am I going to fit this in? But you know what? Like I say, I had to juggle. So work starts 8 o'clock, tomorrow I'm up at 5. It's as simple as that. If work starts 7 o'clock, then guess what? I'm up at 4. Simple as that. It's just, you just maneuver. It just has to be done.
That's it.
You
You
fit it
figure it
in.
out for your schedule, right? You figure
You
it
have
out
to
for,
figure it out.
for
You
how
have
you
to
need
figure
to
it
work
out.
forward. Yeah.
You have to figure it out.
That's it. It's like, yeah, just commit, and you're like, all right, there's no option now.
Yeah. And I enjoy it. It's fun, and my kids,
Yeah.
they exercise and that's well. And my youngest one is very, very fit. She runs, she races motocross motorbikes, she
Wow.
plays football, very good.
Nice.
She's a purple belt, 2 brown stripes, something kung fu, mixed martial arts. She's in
Nice.
everything, so she's fit all the
Everything,
time.
everything.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
fit all the
Respect.
time, and all my kids, I've always had them doing sports and doing activities from since crack of dawn. They've all raced motocross, and although you're racing motorbikes, your core still needs to be strong. You have to have your
Yeah.
arms. your thighs because you're straddling all the time. You're holding the bike. It's vibrating, so you have to be fit 24/7. And football, I don't need to tell you. So she's working out. I'm working out. Sometimes she might say, "Mum, do my workout." I'll be like, "Okay, cool." My other daughter would be like, "Mum, I found this new thing. Let's do this one." I'd be like, "All right, cool." So there's a variety. So I never get bored. I never get bored because I just don't stick to one thing. Even in my lifestyle and my jobs, I do different things all the time, every day, change of scenery. It's more exciting that way.
Love this. Love this. Yeah, you said this to me before, right? Because with regards to the workout, with regards to going forward, Kathleen, do you see yourself doing this for the rest of your life in terms of picking up different workouts here, picking up different foods here, just being various in how you live your life, and therefore,
Definitely.
just like you're talking about with your holiday thing in your front room, it's different experiences every day. You know what I mean? Every day is a new day.
Definitely. And I'm a traveler. I love to travel. That's the one thing that I could truly say that I'm missing during this lockdown. Apart from that, I've been wonderful. It's been great for me. And you know, apart from traveling for me, when I go to a country, is I want to see the country. I'm not one of these, let me book the 5-star hotel and I could tell you all about the amenities that they have. I would book a hotel and wouldn't even know what it looks like because I literally shower, sleep, and I'm gone. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm out. I'll come back midnight, shower, bed, done. And that's me. So I will never know what the hotels are like. It's neither here nor there. So long as it's clean, I'm good to go. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm busy like that. I'm busy and I miss my traveling. And in traveling, I eat what the locals are eating. I'm taking the bus with the locals. I'm going where they go. I'm shopping where they shop. I want to see the country. Do you understand what I'm saying? So eating would be wonderful for me in different countries. I'll find their little, most countries aren't as glutton as us Western world people. Do you understand? So the foods they eat are always good foods and fresh foods. Do you understand? So I'm going to be fine. When traveling starts back, I think I'm going to be just fine because I'll be eating fresh fish, fresh chicken, fresh whatever, and veg, European diets. You know how they are. I'm going to be so fine.
I'm getting in touch, Kathleen. I'm getting in touch. Lockdown now. Lockdown ends. We're going to work out a travel itinerary. Send me around. Send me around a little bit. That's it. That's it. I'm a journey on that private jet of yours.
Exactly. Yeah. That's it. You can go to Bora Bora.
Come on.
Come on. I'll invite you next time.
Come on, flamingo shorts ready. They're ready, Kathleen. They're ready. I'm gonna pack them in the car. We're gonna come and drive down. We're gonna have a little workout on the beach.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Exactly. Work out on the beach in the living room. Brilliant.
You understand?
Why
there you
not?
go.
Why not? Yeah, Kathleen. Yeah. How's the have you got a question you want to jump in with?
You know what? Like, there's so many things that you said, right? It's just like super powerful because, like, Kathleen, you're a force of nature, right? And because you make a decision, you just go for it. There's no question, right? So we deal with a lot of people who are quite like there's always but going on, and it's completely natural as well in the sense that, okay, what do I have to sacrifice to make this happen? And so like the things I get from you is just make a decision, commit to it, and it's easy, right? You've made it so that it's non-negotiable. It's not an option for you to not do it. And it's something that me and Umar have talked about in the past as well, is like make your goals non-negotiable. You do that without thinking. That's what it sounds like to me. Is like, this is just how I'm going to do it. Yeah. And so, and like, kind of picking it apart a little bit is like, okay, this is what like can be taken away from that. Plus all the unexpected benefits you're talking about as well. Like, weight wasn't even a thing for you in the sense that I don't know how much I need to lose. I don't know what I need to lose. All I know is I feel sluggish and I'm approaching a period in my life where things need to change. I'm going to make this change. So it doesn't even have to be about weight. It can just be like, how am I feeling inside my body? I don't feel as good as I want to feel. All right, I'm going to change it. And that's big, powerful as well, because you're talking about, again, things you're saying, like doing it for yourself and not doing it for others is, and the knock-on effect of that, and that's what I wanted to ask you about, is that other people benefit anyway. So you do it for yourself, but other people get even more out of you because you've done it for yourself, right? And so, because I tend to deal with clients or people who feel like if they're going to put themselves first, it's a bit scary because, hey, who loses out? And I use the analogy of like, a cup, and you're kind of running on empty and you're trying to fill everybody else's cup while you're running on empty. But actually, if you fill your own cup, you can keep filling everybody else's cup. And what's your experience
all
of
day,
that been as well?
Yeah, well, I look at this, I've influenced so many people in my weight loss, which I didn't even realize. So, because
Yeah.
everyone's known me as the big girl, I am the big girl, and they're like, "Kathy, you've lost so much weight. What have you done? You've got to give me that booklet." Da, 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 da. So your booklet has done the rounds that you gave to me with how to lose the weight and the exercise and all this. And I said to them, you have to remember, this is based on me, on my weight, on my lifestyle. It's all about me. But you could use it as have a look as an example of what you have to do. And I've influenced a lot of people, which is a great thing. It's a good thing because it's positive, and I am doing it, and they can see that they're seeing me, but they're not seeing me like, usually when people's on a diet, they've got all these hundreds of containers and I've got to eat here and there. Everything's so regimented and everything's, oh, I can't eat that. Oh, no, I don't eat that. Oh, what's that? Oh, story's long. I just eat my food, man. I'm just eating my food. It's not a drama. It's not a story. You understand? I'm not running and talking about it. You're seeing the results because I'm not one of these talkers like that. I'm going to do this, that, and I'm going to do this and I do that. Because then when you fail, you look a fool. You understand? So shut your mouth and just lead by example. Let people see. Now when people say, how come you lost so much weight? Have you been on a diet? Then I explain the macronutrient diet, blah, 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 rare, and what I've been doing, and I tell them, have a look at the show, it'll break it down more. And I say, what's macronutrient? I don't think I've met anyone who's ever heard of it yet. And I tell them straight, don't ask me. It's very complicated. Go and Google it. It's very Google.
Send them my way, Kathy. Send them my way.
Yeah.
I'll have a little business card ready for him. Here you go. As a macronutrient.
Yeah, understand. I think that's what I'll have to do.
That's the one.
We're going to be like, he's the macro man.
Yeah, this is him. Go to him. Go to Umar. Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah. I love that.
Because that's the thing, yeah. Because people read it's like supersets and macronutrient diets. Like, what the hell am I in for?
Yeah.
But it's actually you've shown us how it's actually a lot simpler than it sounds as well.
Yeah. Superset, just circuit training. They said, oh, that's circuit training. That's it. 15 of them. Go back to 15 of them. Do that 4 times. Then do 15 of them. That's it. You're done. Understand? Let's not make the story long and complex. Yeah, let's not make it long and complex.
Yeah, we'll be the ones. Me and Umar will be the ones thinking about the complicated stuff. We break it down into something simple, and you just go and do it.
You make it nice and easy for me to relay.
There we go. That's it, Kathleen. Yeah, 100%. And I think Kathleen, with your way, you're going to touch on this just now a second ago, right? And I want to go back to it because I feel like the culture is so big, the industry is so big on numbers, on the point decimals and the this and the that. But what you run off, to me, is feeling. Is actually knowing yourself, and this is a theme that we talk about all the time. Is like knowing yourself, knowing what you stand for, and knowing what moves you, and knowing what you won't be moved on. This me and going to talk about this off air this week in terms of just how our brains work. And I feel like you're very, very set in this regard. I feel like a lot of people, I can personally say this about myself, is that I've been a little bit floaty sometimes in my life. But what I'm hearing from yourself here is you're very direct. You're very direct and you know what you want. And I think talk to us a little bit about that and how that developed in you and where it's got you and where you've come from with it.
Let me say, my life is such an easy life. It's not very complex at all. I've been very blessed that I've never had any form of complications in my life. I've never had no battered wife syndrome, no deaths and no drugs I haven't. My life has literally been like this. It's been great. My parents are the best parents I could ever think of. I tell people all the time, I come from love. So I don't know anything other than love. And I also come from a culture of, growing up, my parents was always like, I'd be like, Mum, I want to be an astronaut. And my mum would be like, okay, tell me what it is that you need to do and go and do it. She never told me no, like, don't be a fool, child. What do you mean? She was never, she's never been like this. Tomorrow, right, Mum, I want to be an air hostess. Okay, fine. Go and do the, she's never been negative. So I'm always very positive and I'm always of the can-do society. So I tell my children, every day I tell them they're geniuses. I tell them they're beautiful. I tell them they're beautiful. They're lovely. I tell them I love them. I tell them they're the greatest. All these positive things I tell them every day. From the eldest who's going to be 32 next month to the grandbaby who's 5, I tell them all the same thing, that they are great and they are beautiful and that I love them. And I do the same as my parents. When they come and say, Nanny, I want to be this and I want to do that, I say, why not? Let's do it.
Yeah.
So I've always, I find I'm very positive because I've come from positive people. You understand? And back to the lead by example. A lot of my family members have led by example, and I have loads of great people in my family who in all walks of life. Do you understand what I'm saying? We have some family who aren't as intelligent, who aren't into, we have a family member who's got mental illness and what have you, but there's still love all the way around. You understand what I'm saying? There's still our people, and we do what we have to do because we overflow with love, the whole of my family, and anyone who I associate myself with have to be filled with love and have to be positive. I'd rather be of the why not society than the nah, it's never going to happen. You understand? I'll always try, even if I lose, even if I fail, at least I tried, at least I can just sit there and say, nah, oh, I'm not going to plan to be a billionaire because that's too hard. You've got to do this and do that. I'll try. Someone's got to do it. Someone has to do it. Someone has to climb the mountain. Someone has to design the next new car. Someone has to design the next new plane. Somebody has to do it. Why not me?
Yes.
Why not?
Love it.
Yes, Kathleen, is that marriage proposal still on the table? Still there. Still there.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what we
yeah.
need to
It's
say.
there, baby.
My
Baby,
granddad's going to
it's
be a happy
there.
man. I'm going to go tell him right now. Yeah, I'll be
Go
back.
tell
I'll see you in a while. I'll see you in a
Tell
while.
Grandpappy. Bye, Umar.
Bye. See you in a while, girl.
You got competition now, bro. I'm like, everything you're saying there, Kathleen. It's like, no, Matt, take me.
The fact, I'll have you both. Come on,
Queue it up.
we can't be selfish. I'll have you both.
There we go.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
There we go. We're in modern world now, right?
Yeah, that's all right.
Flipping the script, Kathleen. Yes. Do you know what? Everything you're talking about there resonate with so much because I think I saw your daughter when I came around to film, and you could tell the energy in the house was exactly what you're feeding right now, what you're giving us right now. And it's exactly what we need, I mean, it's exactly what we need because like you said, you got it from your forefathers and your mother, and now you're pushing it down the line. And that stuff, it moves people forward. Hey, it's actually, like I said earlier, what moves you and what you will not be moved on. You seem to have really, really clear lines on that. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, I have a house and I am blessed, but the biggest blessing to me is that it's actually a home. It's like it doesn't matter what happens outside. If it was a rough day, a cold day, a mad day, if I got cussed by a driver on the street, doesn't matter. I know that from the time I take out my keys and put it in the door, I'm home. I can exhale, and I feel blessed that I've created a home. Anybody comes in here, you're at home. There's no strangers. I say to people, there's some houses you go to and you feel at home, and there's some houses you go to and you wish you were at home. You know that one? Don't touch that.
Yeah.
Don't sit there. You literally sit like this, And,
that's it.
No. Take off your shoes. Take off your coat. Sit down, man. Cross your legs. Let's be, you're home now. Let's talk.
Just relax.
That's the vibe I like to live by. Very simple.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's like, it just that reminds me of like my parents as well. I know exactly what you're talking about. I feel like I need to introduce my mum to you. It's like you guys
God
were
bless.
just it was just
Is mummy here? She lives here?
Yeah, that's right. She's in London.
Oh, lovely.
And mum and dad as well. So yeah, they got the same thing. Everybody comes to their house because they're like, we don't want to be anywhere else. It's like it's just such a good vibe.
Yeah.
And so I'm so lucky. I've grown up in that environment, and I felt that love. Exactly what you described is like I could feel it welling up in me. I was like, yeah, I know that feeling. This is amazing. But and I've been to places like extended family or wherever, whoever it is, and you just go, the vibe's not right here. This is cold. I'm getting out here.
Time to go. Time to go. And you feel it. It's something that is in you. You feel that negative vibe. It's not. You just have to excuse yourself diplomatically and keep it moving. to be in places that makes you feel comfortable. You understand?
That's it.
It's as
Exactly.
simple as that. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's really
Pick
interesting.
up
It's
on
really,
it.
really interesting. I feel like this, Kathleen. So we've been talking about this on the podcast the last couple of weeks about how it's almost like this flow. Yeah. So the way I had it described to me was really nice, and I resonated with it really, really hard. But it's a fine line. So what I'm talking about is we have our own homes. Yeah. We have our own little pockets of security, of happiness, of joy, of laughter, of togetherness, of support, of all of the above. But then when we step outside the home, we don't know what's going to be there. You know, we don't know what's going to be there in terms of people's attitudes and people's upbringings and so on and so forth. But I almost feel like where you talked about your extended family, having that extended community also join in on your own little love, because they're going to have their extended family. You know what I mean? They're going to have their extended family. And before you know
Yeah.
it, it's a beautiful thought. It doesn't always pan out this way, but I almost want to see that would be a beautiful vision, a beautiful dream to see come to fruition, which is like this love you're talking about, which we're so thankful to have in our own homes. We go to the world with it. You know what I mean? This is what I feel like we do as personal trainers. And you're not a personal trainer, Kathleen, but you're running with the same vibes. You know what I mean? You're running with the same vibes, and that's what people need. You know what I mean? You
I
see the
just
world
think
right
the
now.
vibe is the same language. It's love, isn't it? It's the love of the thing that you do. You know, you're the love of wanting to get people fitter and healthier is what's making it flow. It's my love of just being in love that makes me flow. You know, it's your love together, Govinda and yourself, that brought your podcast together because you was all on the same level, the same vibration, you know, to do this podcast, and that's why you're doing it. So I think from love is the root, everything's going to flow. I think it all stems from love.
You got your quote, G. You got your quote, bro.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
every week,
It's like there's so many.
Gorinda does a great job of organizing our social media page, our Instagram page, and we'll have a quote from the podcast, and we've definitely got to have that what you just said with love as the base. I can't be able to paraphrase the rest of it, but that was really, really nice.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, done. Job done.
Yeah, that's it, G. That's it. Mark it up. 106. She gave us a beauty there. She gave us a beauty. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And Kathleen, in terms of the process, taking it back to the show, taking it back to kind of everything we went through, what do you think? Somebody at home listening to this right now, what would you say to them in regards to if you had to do it yourself? Say you weren't quite brave enough to kind of go out there and get it done. What would you say to them? What would you say to them so you weren't quite in a position to kind of go to a coach or go there. You're somebody out there at home right now who's taking care of yourself. Yeah, you know what to do. You're making it happen. How would you help them?
I would just tell them to literally get that feeling in you, get that fire in you, and know that you can do it. You can do it. If I can do it, I am telling you now, I'm 53 tomorrow. Never done a diet in my life. Never, ever, ever. If I can do it, anybody could do it. And that's the God's honest truth. And you can do it on your own. You know, once you're taught what you need to do, we've been in lockdown. So I haven't been able to go to the gym, where all of this started with me going to the gym and living life normally outside. Then we had lockdown. So I had to switch it up and do whatever I could do in my house. So I got the weights. And I'm doing the weights in the house. I'm using my actual body to do the weights. My food portions, I know exactly what I have to do. Look at the palm of my hand, and this is my portion of chicken, my portion of steak, my portion of beef, my portion of prawns. 2 hands, or, hand and a half, my vegetables, good to go. My carbs, a cup my hand, cup your own hand. You can do it. Look at your own palm. You can do it. Put your 2 hands together. You can do it. Everything you need is in your house. And I think that's what it is. There aren't no, flashy milkshakes. You have to buy these milkshakes and take these vitamins and do this and do that and this supplement. And then you got to see this one and then pay membership fee for that. Story is so long. I've done it right here in my house. Granted, I had a head start because I had Umar who was on me, and I also had the show who was in my life. They were all up inside of me. You understand? But with or without them, I knew what I had to do. And I think that is the core. If you don't believe in yourself, then nobody else is going to. Do you understand? If I was like, I can't be bothered, or not today or whatever, to Umar, I'm sure he would have been fed up and given up on me from day dot. You know what I mean? And he would have done it because of the show and he had an obligation. But I'm sure from the time the 2 months finished, Umar would have said, thanks, Kath, bye. And that would have been the end of that. Do you understand? Because I would have been negative Nancy. So
You
I
found it in
think you
yourself.
have
You
to
found it in
be,
yourself.
you have to want to do it. And like I say, I've never done a diet before because I've never seen a happy person on a diet up to now. You know, and then the people who do the diet, they lose all of this weight and look fantastic. And then the next time you see them, they look like a beached whale. Why? Because they were drinking milkshake. Which part of life do you drink milkshake as a meal? That don't make no sense to me. You know, or cabbage, Cambridge diet, cabbage soup. And which life are you just eating cabbage soup? It doesn't make any sense. No, it doesn't. You know, or just eating grass. Why? Why are you punishing yourself? Why? And then you are envying people who are eating. You're dribbling and salivating, looking in their plate. Why would you do that to yourself?
It's not odd, man. It's not odd. It's not odd. There's
I know.
much. You think times have moved forward, but you know what? On the back of the show last week, Gorinda actually got a message from a lady on Facebook, and she's local to Leicester, and he actually put me in touch with her, and I've been speaking to her this week, and she was somebody who had been caught in this trap of Cambridge diet, this vegetable soup on Tuesday, diet that. Stick a celery on Thursday if you're lucky, diet that, and you think, what is this? Which adult human? And this is the thing, is that, you know why, Kathleen? Because it links back to what you were talking about earlier. It's not rooted in variety, in passion, in love, in all these things that are just like it's obvious. You know, it's obvious
when
to kind of include everything.
I feel pain in my soul, and I think, why would you willingly, as an adult, freedom of speech, living in Great Britain, willingly want to do that to yourself? No one isn't inflicting. You're not in jail. You know, you haven't been sentenced to this, and you are choosing to do that to yourself. Why?
That was too funny, man. You're not in jail. You're not in jail.
You're not in jail.
Exactly. My mum would say the same thing. My mum would actually say the same thing. That's the one. No, it can't be that way. It's true. Can't be that way.
Exactly. It can't be true.
Even down to, I remember the diet. Like, remember when you came to my house and I was asking you what would you'd like to eat, and I gave you what we had, mackerel and we had salad, and you were saying, he was looking at me, and I thought, why is he looking at me so far? I think, oh my God, I'm not doing this right. I was getting a bit conscious, and Umar then turned around and said, Kath, to be honest, I would have just opened the packet, flung it on the plate, opened a bag of salad and chucked it on, and that would have been that. You understand? But for me now, I was like, oh, okay, we've got the mackerel, let's chop that up with some onions and tomatoes, fry that up, bit of garlic, get the salad, add a bit of this, add a bit of that. And to me, that was a meal. And Umar was like, he was just all over it. Do you understand? But to me, I'm not having dry, like I said to you from the beginning, if it's a dry salad and dry this with no seasoning and that, count me out. It's not happening. Yeah. But I'm able to cook everything with love and the seasoning and everything. And everything is tasty to me. So I haven't missed out on anything. Not one thing have I missed out.
This is the thing, Kathleen, is that coming from the background that I came from, which was, I did this on my own in terms of like, okay, wanting to drop body fat, wanting to do this, and being heavily involved in the gym at the time. Sometimes that environment for a lot of people, because people think, okay, I want to get in shape. The next word that comes into their head is gym. But the gym sometimes, especially in the conventional sense, is such a harsh environment. Everything is cold. People are sometimes a bit upset with themselves, and they're there because they haven't quite exercised their own demons. They're still trying to do it every single day, and they're doing it the wrong way, and they get trapped in that, right? And then that permeates through to the rest of life. So food turns into a bit of a punishment sometimes. I have to eat this. I have to eat this. If I don't eat this, I'm stuck. And I definitely found myself there. But you know what? Exposure to someone like yourself, who's and if I'm honest, it's always been there across the board. People that are kind of happy and then make it all an occasion. You know, that is seriously lacking from gym culture. Gym culture is I think, especially in this country, is sometimes, especially the one that I've been involved in, is more regimented, is more do it by the book, is more this way, count that, weigh this. And yes, that definitely gets you to a place, but is that place happy? Is that place actually adding to us? And in many instances, no, because you get there for a minute, but then learning to flip that switch and come back to yourself to actually learn what makes me happy. You know, watching you that day prepare that meal, it was just like, it just looks like happy time. You know, it doesn't look like cooking anything else. And I've done that before, but you know, you do it so far and few in between because you're busy with life, or you want to do this, you want to do that. I almost found myself. This is going to sound mad. I almost found myself where you were with your one meal a day, but having multiple meals, but making them quick, making them here, and just running out the door, being here, being there for clients, trying to do this, trying to do that, and seeing you take your time and just kind of just add a little bit more here, a bit more love there, a little bit of love here, a little space for love there, right? That's a whole different thing. It's a whole different thing.
It is. And also I think the gym is harsh as well for some people because maybe they're just not focused. I mean, you go in the gym and I think people, if they don't know themselves, can be very intimidated. So they're looking around at other people, what they're wearing, because it's like a fashion show in there, you know, and then the men are in the mirrors looking at their thing and, you know, and then you get the groups who come and they're together doing their thing. Sometimes I go to the gym, I can't even tell you what I look like. I can't even tell you what I look like. I know I've got all my clothes are clean, and I've got my trainers on, and I'm done. I don't even have my head's combed. You know, I might have a stockings foot on my head or a headscarf. I just go. As long as I've got my music. For me, I have my music because the music is love. I love it. From I've got my music, I don't even see anybody else. So I could never be intimidated by the hot girl over there or that one with an outfit. You know, if I look at them, I'm admiring them. And on my way out, I'll be like, you look amazing, you know, or I love your outfit. That fits you so good. That's where I'm looking. I'm not looking resentful like, how come she's got that body? And no, I'm looking at them with adoration. Good on you. You know, that's how I'm looking at it. And I just, and I'm just focused on me. I've got my plan. Umar gave me this plan. I've got my music. I'm happy. I've got my plan. I'm happy. I really don't care what anybody else is doing. So to me, the gym could never be intimidating because I don't need to swim 100 laps like the woman next door to me is doing in her lane. I just need to stay in my lane and do me as much as I can do. Do you get what I'm saying? You know, and I will admire people more than resent them. So if I can see them doing 100, I'd be like, you know what? I think I'm going to try and do 50. Yeah, you know, look for an inspiration from them. So the gym isn't intimidating to me in the slightest, only the price. Apart from the price, Jim's my friend.
Still face that fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what? This I think this is quite powerful. Like you're talking about love. The base is love. I'm hearing like the changes that you've made have come from a place of love for yourself as well. So that's something I want to touch on because there's a tendency to come from a place of self-loathing and self-hate. You know, is I hate my body. I can't believe it doesn't do what I don't want it to do. It doesn't look the way I want it to look, and I hate it. And I'm always trying to instill compassion for self because I want people to talk to themselves as if they were talking to someone that they loved. And if you're giving yourself that language, if you heard somebody else talking to someone like that, you'd be like, hey, don't talk like that to this person. It's like, so don't do that to yourself because at the end of the day,
I hear you all day.
You've got yourself into this place, but that you can get yourself out. And if you do it with that compassion, it's going to be a much more easy journey. And you're not going to resent anyone. You're not going to be intimidated by anyone. You're going to do your thing and you're going to be happy. Can you speak to that a little bit more if you can? Because I think that's a really big topic.
I love me and I've always loved me. And this is when I did this show and they were calling me, you know, first of all, they said when Connor called, he spoke to me for about half an hour on the phone. He says, okay, we're still casting for people. So we'll call you back 2 weeks' time. After I finished speaking to Connor, a director or a producer, somebody called me. Then some editor or somebody called me. Then I had like 5 phone calls all in one go. And then I think the actual show producer, somebody called me and said, Kathleen, hi, my name is Mandy. Her name was Mandy. She said, everyone who's spoken to you have all come back with the same thing. You have stuck out to them. They, you know, I think you're an enigma. We can't figure you out. And I'm like, okay, what do you mean by this? And they said, well, you know, we've been advertising, you know, casting for like 4 months before, which I didn't have a clue because I knew nothing about it. And everybody's story is, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I've lost my boyfriend, I don't have no sex life, horse dead and cow fat, which is a saying which they say in Jamaica. You know, there's always a story. And she said, you don't have a story. You actually think you look wonderful. which I do. You're actually happy, which I am. You don't really eat processed food. You cook your own food. Yes, I do. You go to the gym. Yes, I do. So they said, you're everything we don't want. And I'm like, okay, so why do you want me on the show? And they said, well, we've never had no one talk about the menopause before, and
Right.
you're just completely opposite. People come in at, these shows, they cry, they're so depressed. And I said, well, I'm not depressed, So when I had the therapist call me, they were like, so tell me, when you're depressed, what do you do for depression? I said, I'm not depressed. Yeah,
Yeah.
but when you are depressed, what do you do? I've never been depressed. Okay, well, when you suffer anxiety and no, I don't suffer anxiety. Well, if you're upset, then, who do you call? And I said, well, I don't really call nobody. If I do, I've got my own family, but I'm not sad and I'm not depressed. I don't know what it is you want me to say, but I'm not any of these things. You
You're looking in
understand?
the wrong
I'm
place, son.
not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go check
I'm really
someone else's
not.
cupboard.
So this is why they thought I was an enigma. But the truth of the matter is, I truly love myself, not that in a conceited way or anything like that. I don't think I'm God's gift or anything like that. I just love myself, and every day, sorry, a reminder's just come up on the thing. Every day, I wake up. Sorry, nothing. All my reminders. See all the busy life.
Popular lady.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
no, stuff to do. Yeah, so every day I wake up, I'm so grateful for me. You understand? I'm grateful for everything that I am. I'm grateful for my mind that it works. I'm grateful that I've got food in my cupboard. I'm grateful for my car that it's got petrol. I'm grateful that all of my friends and family have lived another day. I'm grateful I slept in my bed, a house with central heating, with sheets and blankets, water. I'm blessed for my children. Everyone around me is healthy. Everyone around me is love. I'm so blessed, and I think I am fantastic to have accumulated this lifestyle and these people around me. I think it's wonderful. My grandson the other day, yesterday, my daughter said, so what do you want for your birthday? He said, I'd like a picture of me because I don't have a picture of me to put in my bedroom. So my daughter said,
I love it.
why? Of
I
you? He
love
goes,
it.
you love me, so I need a picture of me. Now, how
Beautiful,
great
man.
is that?
Beautiful.
The boy's 8. I mean, he said, I love me, so why shouldn't I have a picture of me? Who else should I have a picture of?
Amazing.
That is
I said to the
fantastic.
boy, son, I make you right. I'm going to take that
Yes.
picture of you, boy. You
Yes.
understand?
Yeah.
Get him a nice frame, Kathleen. Get him a
8
nice
years
frame.
old.
Yeah.
8 years old. And that's what he wants, a picture of himself because he loves himself.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've always taught him.
Good
Oh,
man. Good
beautiful.
man. He's going the
That's
right
what I taught
way.
him.
He's setting the roots right there. He is.
All day,
Yeah.
all day,
Beautiful.
every day, every
Beautiful,
day.
man.
Oh,
Love it.
that's
I
amazing.
love it. I
And
love it.
Yeah.
and like, oh, you just like, yeah, gratitude is the attitude. Simple
No,
as, right?
I like that. Gratitude is the attitude. Now I've taken that
Yeah.
from you today.
Oh, we've got so much from you. That's the least I can give back.
Thank you. Gratitude is attitude. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
like
amazing. Yeah, 100% is everything you described. I was just like, again, resonating with it so hard. But
Yeah.
if you come from that place of gratitude, then things flow to you. They become
Yeah.
easier for you to achieve. Whereas if you're kind of
Yeah.
always resistant to it, then guess what? It's going to be harder for you to achieve that goal that you got for yourself, right?
And there's a lot of people who don't have love, which I realize just in the industry
Yeah.
I work in and listen to my children and their friends and stuff. And I asked my daughter, do your friends' parents kiss them? She's like, no, mum. And I'm like, do they hug them? She's like, well, not really. And I find it so strange. So I've always made it a point of duty to all of my children. When you go to school, every day, find the person who looks the least happiest and go and give them a compliment. I don't care if you don't like their shoes. Say, I like your shoes, man. They're all right. Or, oh, your hair looks good. Or, that's a nice jacket. I don't care who they are. I don't care whether you know them. Just give them a compliment because I realize that could be their only compliment they ever get in a day.
Yeah.
Not
long
everybody
time. It's a
has
long
this
time.
love. I get some people telling me, you're always so happy. Oh my God. I might go to work. We might have an early call. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'll be like, morning, guys, what's happening? And they're like, please, Really? Poor people. I pity
Yeah,
them,
exactly.
you know. I pity them,
That's
I
it.
do.
It's
I
like,
love
yeah,
this.
getting slated. It's like, British weather is like complaining when it's too cold, complaining when it's too hot. It's like I'm complaining when I'm
No.
sad, I'm complaining when somebody's too happy.
You know what? It's cold. Be glad you got feeling to feel the cold. You understand? If
That's
it's
it.
too hot, be
Yeah,
glad the sun is
exactly.
shining. You get some vitamin D. Let's just be
Tell me
grateful,
Yeah,
about it.
people, man. Come on.
Tell me about it.
that's it.
Come on.
I love this. Absolutely beautiful, man. That's the way, Kathleen. That's the
Ah,
way. This you keep shining that light, and I'm gonna pinch that. I'm gonna keep in contact with you, and we're gonna have you back on for sure, because I want to
anytime.
see where I want to see
Anytime.
where you're at in
Hmm.
I don't know 6 months, a year. Talk
Yeah,
about
That's the
Kathleen
one.
when the world opens up again. This is
Yeah.
just
yeah.
for our listeners. I know they're gonna take so much from this. They're gonna laugh the whole way through. They're
Oh,
gonna
bless.
leave with that beautiful light, that shine, that shine. They're gonna borrow a little
Yeah.
bit of your shine, and they're gonna carry it to the
Well,
next guy.
now you've
So,
put 6 months to a year. Now I have to do this, like, because I told you before, I don't like to look a fool. So I know in
uh-uh.
6 months' time when you come, I'm gonna have to be still looking high and tight.
Easy,
Oh,
easy. She's going one way. This girl's
exactly.
going one way.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's it.
Menopause
One
can keep
way. It's
walking, like
just
you said, eh?
like,
That's the
yeah.
one. That's the
That's the
one.
one. That's the one.
It's
Brilliant,
like, come
brilliant.
at me, come at me. It doesn't matter. That's amazing. Yeah, for sure. We love to know what's happening with you 6 months time, years
Oh,
time. Like,
bless.
just keep doing what you're doing. Like, yeah. You said it earlier as well. You don't even realize that there's people who are inspired by what you're doing. These are going to be even more
Yeah.
people inspired by what you're doing as well. You never
Oh,
realize like who you're actually affecting. Me and Umar got a message this week about the podcast, and we don't know who this person is, but it's just basically we're getting message relayed to us is like did
yeah.
these guys don't know how much they're helping people that they don't know. So
Mm.
you never know where
Oh,
your message reaches,
that's a
right?
blessing right
So
there, right? That if you
yeah,
help one
that's right.
person, it's a blessing. So that's
Exactly. Yeah,
good.
like that's right. The first time we got that message, I was like, okay, don't care. Like
Yeah.
we're just gonna keep doing this thing. If it's one person, it's one
Somebody's
person.
listening. You're helping
But
somebody. That's great.
yeah, that's right. And yeah, I think
Wow.
you're helping a lot of people as well. Like, I mean, your energy is enough for
Oh,
people
thank you.
to take away from this as well and be like, yeah, okay, I'm inspired by that. So
Thank
Bless it.
you.
yeah, it's been a pleasure. It's been such a pleasure.
Thank you
Thanks a
so
lot for
much.
doing this.
Thank you so much. Listen, you're more than welcome. As they say, each one teach one, and we need both hands to
Mm,
clap, right?
that's
Love
it.
it.
Oh,
Love it,
beautiful.
Kathleen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Beautiful,
Thank you for
clever
But
having me
insights.
so much.
Anytime,
it's been a
Kathleen. Anytime.
pleasure.
We'll be in
Oh,
touch.
bless. Okay,
And
then.
then
Thank you.
Okay. I've got. We're going to close off, Kathy. We're going to close off. Grinda
yeah,
has a little call to action for people out there. So I'm going to
call
run
to
through that,
action for people.
and then we'll be out. We'll be
That's
out of
it.
it.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. So yeah, just look, people who are listening, tell us what you got out of this episode, because Kathy's got a lot of wisdom in the actions that she's taken and the things that she said about gratitude, about self-love, everything like that. It's important. If you don't have it as naturally as Kathleen does, it's something that you can practice. You can build that into your life. You can become that person so that you can make it easier for yourself to achieve the goal that you want to achieve. So tell us what you found most useful for you about this episode. Get in touch with us over Instagram or Facebook at Evolve, Achieve, Thrive. And we want to know what you're thinking and what you're getting out of this episode. Umar, would you like to add?
I think Kathy said it all. Do you know what? I feel excited right now. I feel
Yeah.
rejuvenated. Do you know, Kathy, we've had chats through the process, and every time I've left them feeling we're good. You know, we didn't
Feel
talk
blessed.
every day. We didn't talk all the time, but I knew you was there doing your business. You knew I was here to support you whenever. And that's not going to change. So
Yeah.
thank you very, very much.
Thank
People out there
you.
listening, thank you for tuning in. And like Corinda said, let us know your thoughts. Share this episode with somebody you feel this would help. And let's look after ourselves so we can look after everybody else.
Absolutely.